But Capcom, it's not summer yet. After an excruciating 5 months of waiting for absolutely anything new about the upcoming title Monster Hunter Wilds, in an unexpected turn of events, our wishes became true on May 30th during PlayStation State of Play with the surprise release of its first real trailer with actual gameplay footage. Now that we have in fact something tangible to dig our teeth into, this is the time to uncover all the secrets I'm so sorry this wave of news possesses. But instead of making a reaction to the trailer, since, let's be honest, there's already enough of those at the moment, I will do all the hard work for you and display all the goodies that we really care about that we got from this beautiful trailer, the official website, and PlayStation's blog post. Because, believe it or not, there's a rather large quantity of information available which is shockingly not present in this 3-minute video. So without further ado, let's get to the good stuff. It has been confirmed that the title won't be open world. However, the areas will not only be a lot larger than the previous generations, but also more immersive and dynamic, with the environments changing over time, altering the kind of wildlife you encounter and also affecting the behavior of the creatures around you, being this hyper-focus on the game's ecosystems a massive selling point of Wilds. All biomes will have 3 separate stages. Lush, where resources and passive animals are extremely abundant. Harsh, where dangerous monsters are a lot more active in addition to more limited resources. And Hazardous, where extreme weather conditions intensely affect the area, making it highly dangerous to hunt on. The only confirmed locale we have seen so far is the Windward Plains, a vast desert made of giant dunes, swaying grasslands and distorted rock formations which will be the first region for players to explore. Capcom went full on with immersion by putting a massive emphasis on the environment, its ecosystems and how both change and adapt to numerous events. In the upcoming game, creature AI has been vastly improved, with each specimen acting independently while surviving in the wild, with large herds of herbivores, packs of carnivores, both big and small monsters, all interacting with each other, possessing their distinct behavior and schedules. And possibly there's even the presence of reproduction and life cycle, which I will explain shortly. Now for some rapid fire info from the trailer that you may have missed. Pelicos and the player character are now voiced, don't worry, we can still customize our hunters. 3 new characters: Alma, the player's handler who will accompany you during hunts, Gemma, the research commission smithy, and Nara, a child who plays a key role in Wild's narrative. Baby monsters, potentially implying that adults reproduce organically throughout the game. 4 monsters have been showcased: Doshaguma, a fanged beast, Caracabra, an amphibian, God, finally! Puke, although it's just a baby so there's still a chance that we won't see an adult in-game, and an unnamed snake wyvern, which would go next to Najarala as the 2 only large members of this category. Slinger is indeed confirmed, now with the ability to grab ammo and other items from a distance, quests being dynamically outdoors without the need to select a specific hunt in a village, players can whistle their mount, seamlessly transitioning to riding it even if knocked down, serving a similar purpose to a Wirefall in Rise, albeit more fluid and less OP, let's be honest. Wilds will bring back all 14 weapon types with brand new moves and abilities, no new weapon again this time. The targeted monster can be attacked and or hunted by other creatures during a quest. Players can pick 2 weapons of any type at any time with no restrictions, meaning that if you want 2 great swords you can do that, and we can swiftly switch between them while mounted. Mounted combat confirmed, for ranged weapons at the very least, a new focus combat mode which I will talk in more detail in just a bit, and a new wooding system similar to tenderizing. Now, another huge highlight of Monster Hunter Wilds is our lovely feathered companion. Named Sacreds, both male and female variants, this robust and yet agile creature provides hunters with a vast array of tools and abilities that will aid us throughout the story and hunts. Capable of traversing and climbing pretty much any form of terrain as well as gliding for a short period of time, its highly developed sense of smell allows it to automatically take you to any location you pinpoint on a map. In addition, you can also use consumables, sharpen your weapon and gather materials all while mounting. And while secrets themselves do not fight alongside you, they still prove useful by rescuing you in tough circumstances through whistling and letting hunters switch between two weapons of their choosing, helping them adjust to any situation on the fly without the need to return to the camp. All in all, an amazing mount and a straight up improvement of Rise's Palamute, being even more helpful while also being somewhat less overpowered utility-wise. Or at least, that's my interpretation of this information. And speaking of weapons, now it's time to talk about what we really love about this series: combat. Once again, we won't be getting any new toy to play with Wilds bringing the good old 14 types we are all used to. But instead of getting a 15th, Capcom is instead adding not just a bunch of new moves for all of them, they are also implementing two brand new mechanics: weapon switching and focus mode. A speculated system since the very first teaser back in December, hunters can now select two weapons of any time in any combination and take them both on a hunt, easily and quickly able to switch between them while mounting, with at least ranged weapons allowed to be used on top of sacreds as well. This is actually an extremely ingenious decision from the developers. Let me explain why. Despite we having 14 choices at our disposal, let's be honest, we all know that the vast majority of the community main one weapon, and that's the only one they will ever use. Maybe at some point they will get one or two alternatives, but very few enjoy or even pick more than 3. They will stick with those that they know best or like, and not touch anything else. Adding the option of possessing 2 weapons at the same time with 0 restrictions is the perfect mechanic to influence the fanbase to experiment or try out weapons that they would otherwise not even glance over, without making it feel forced. Because if you really want to use lance and only lance, you can just take 2 of them with no issue. But the fact that there's 2 slots with any combination you wish, that will inherently push you towards picking 2 different ones, since that way you have access to double the tools you would have if you only choose 2 of the same, taking you out of your comfort zone, but doing so in a way that, to you, it feels natural, voluntary. Not only that, having that double weapon dynamic opens the door to an insurmountable amount of unique attack combos or fighting styles that was just not possible before. And that is especially true if we can indeed attack with all 14 while riding, which at the moment we only saw such with bowguns. Just imagine charging the monster head on with your lance on top of your sacred like a medieval knight, bonking your opponent on the run with your hammer, or making a wacky longsword counter. Last but absolutely not least, we have the mysterious focus mode. The description explains that this system allows hunters to aim, guard and attack more precisely, pinpointing weak spots, making guards stronger and adjusting distances so our strikes land the monster more easily. On the trailer we can actually see most of this in action, so let's take a look at them. For greatsword users, when you change to focus mode, hunters move to this rather cool pose, I must say. This is your focus stance. From here you can block, attack and aim at specific body parts. Whenever they mention adjusting distances, I believe that this is what they were talking about. If you pay attention to this short sequence, right after countering the Alpha Doshaguma over here, the camera quickly closes in, the hunter charges forward, the slinger's hook is shot towards the target, followed by the player rapidly reaching Dosha's face, hitting it right in the head. What I believe focus mode did here was automatically using the slinger almost as a clutch claw. Oh no. Oh god, the nightmares. Pushing us towards the monster so our following attack would actually connect. Without focus, I'm pretty confident that this combo would be done in place, which would then turn it into a complete mess. I am honestly somewhat concerned about this. On one hand, yay, more moves and move assists. That can make combat even more fluid and erase those awkward moments when we need to pause our combos midway through because the monster just got far away enough for us to miss. But on the other hand, I am concerned that focus mode may be a bit too strong. 5th gen added many features that, altogether, made the player character honestly way too overpowered by the sheer amount of mechanics and tools we had at our disposal. We already know that we can heal, sharpen and use the slinger all while riding our mounts. That alone is already a huge deal. If on top of that we get essentially an aim assist, I'm afraid that may trivialize hunts too much. However, I'm not yet convinced that this is purely negative though. We can see that while under focus, the hunter is incredibly slow. If on top of that your actions cost more stamina while in that stance, I think that's enough of a compromise to make the tool powerful, but fair. But first, we need to wait for more information in order to get a more conclusive perspective on it. Focus also directly interacts with another brand new system called wounding. Here's how it works. Upon inflicting damage repeatedly on a specific body part, said part will go through several injury stages, with the last being wounded. Once that happens, scout flies will gather around it with a red glow, serving as a natural indicator. Hunters can then use focus mode to aim towards those spots to hit it with a special attack which will deal bonus damage. After that, the process will reset until the player wounds it again. Maybe it's just me, but this seriously sounds like a better iteration of Tentarize. It requires more work, it's not instantaneous, and it's a single use. So while you still do a lot of damage, you need to redo the wounding to get that big damage again. In theory, this sounds really good. The mechanic itself feels less spammy and harder to pull off, which were the exact problems Tentarize had. If the numbers are right, I believe this is a great improvement. But until we see more, this is just an optimistic expectation for my part. And that's everything we got so far. This trailer was a total delight, and Wilds looks absolutely incredible. And the best part is that next week on June 7th, we will get yet another trailer during the Summer Games Fest. Boy, June is looking real good for Monster Hunter fans. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. I will cover everything Wilds related, including next week's trailer. So I hope to see you here by then. A huge thank you to my Patreon supporters for supporting the channel and the content I create. If you want to join the ranks, you can do so for only $1 a month. The link will be in the description. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and opinions down below, join our Discord server, engage with the community, and I hope to see you all next time.